So within the core system, our settings will be released derived of an adventure. Now, we may have factions and villains that are evil in them and list to you what they're doing. This doesn't mean that you have to involve yourself, and it's not an adventure built into it just because there's evil people that exist. It's much more like we've described as the Barovian method of building an adventure, except it's just a setting with some person there that if you keep involving yourself and keep trying to solve problems there, eventually you're going to come across them. Eventually, with our faction and renown system, you will directly be affecting or assisting these people. So we want to make sure that we have that information so it's there to use if you desire. But it's not forced upon you, like in the middle of a setting book, throwing an adventure in there. You know, it's the same thing with what I said in our adventure video. We don't want a setting information right in the middle of this. We want it to be purely an adventure book. Just like with the setting books, we want these to be completely separate. As well as anything that is unique, like a new class, new species, race, field equipment, item, even new weapons. All of these will later on be added into the compendiums, like our character option compendium, the bizarre compendium, the mystic arcanum, and the others that will be released to collect all the options so you have just a few books that can contain every single thing we ever release within character options or the other books. And, you know, we want to provide a lot of information when we're in the settings. We don't want to just kind of like, you know, if you've been a 5e fan, you remember the Sword Coast and the Adventurer's Guide to the Sword Coast. Or the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide? I think that one's it. Either way, it was really thin. Like that's pretty pathetic. First off, we want ours to be pretty thick. And, you know, that's going to be because we're going to give you a lot of detailed information about the different areas. Like if we're covering the Sword Coast, each city down the Sword Coast, including Candlekeep, we would have extensive maps, NPC listings, the factions that are involved, what's going on, the big villains in the area, what are their goals, as well as what the weather actually is like, what's the trade, what's playful in places, big resources, what is their cash crops, if you will. We want you to have their religions, their celebrations, holidays, all sorts of stuff. So the Game Master has just this open toolbox to mess with and engage with, and isn't forced to use any of it, but has it all on hand. And this is how we plan to do with all of our settings. We don't want an adventure within our setting. We want them completely separate, even if you have the makings for an adventure, if you have a good GM. So that's about it. And if you'd like to hear more about the D20 core system, do look for our community post with the playtest document. It's still in early access at the point of recording this video, but it will be being updated weekly. So till next time, catch you later.